All right, we're back. Final beer from Tatamagouche Brewing tonight to review. And maybe we've saved the most interesting one for last. Perhaps. Yes. This is Saltwater Cowboy Gose at 4.4% alcohol by volume. Tequila barrel aged, it says. Water, malt, hops, yeast, wheat, oats, coriander, and sea salt. Let's go to the Tatamagouche website as we have been doing all night. Let us do that. Share screen. Share. All right, here we go. We got it. Legend has it that this Gose earned its moniker after a memorable summer cruise on the sunset-kissed waves of the Atlantic Ocean with a dear friend. Okay. Fermented in tequila barrels and can conditioned. This briny brew boasts, I don't need the fucking, let's get past the notes. A unique, unforgettable character, not unlike the cowboy himself. So some sort of saltwater cowboy, apparently, is what is named after silver medal winner at the Canada Beer Cup 2023. Water, malt, hops, yeast, wheat, oats, coriander, sea salt, as we said. So it's got a little bit more going on, a little bit more than just like a wheat beer with salt. Got some coriander in there for some spicing, maybe add a little flavor. And it's in tequila barrels, so who knows what we'll pull from that, honestly. Like agave or whatever the fuck, like are we going to get some of those notes in here? This is definitely not just your standard Gose. It's not your basic bitch Gose, which is just a wheat beer with salt, kind of like a sour wheat beer with salt. This is a little different. So hopefully this will be really interesting. Let's pour it. Yeah, there we go. Super light in color. Very pale. Looks a little darker on screen, but of course, always does. But yeah, that's a little hazy. I can see a little bit through it, but it's pretty hazy. Let's go to the aroma. Mm. A little bit of sour coming up. Seems to be some sort of like green vegetal note in the background, but it's very small. It's mostly just like a salty sourness coming up in the smell. It's not super intense. It's pretty well blended together. It's not like, oh, I'm getting a lot of like saltiness out of this, like briny smell, or a lot of like sourness. It's like pretty mellow and like kind of mixed together very well. So I'm intrigued. It smells good. I'm really intrigued on what this is going to taste like. So we're just going to fucking get into it. Cheers, everybody. Okay. Mm. That is unique. So you have the sourness, you have the saltiness, you have the wheat character there. It's pretty small though, like as far as a wheat beer goes, very much in the background. The saltiness is not intense. It's very well balanced with the coriander, which pops up in this. A lot of coriander character in this. It's really cutting into that salt. Almost to the point where they're like, there's this nice sweet note on the top of the roof of the mouth. It's not super intense. Like it's just a ghost of sweetness. Like hits and goes away real quick. The beer itself finishes just like it's another one of those ones where it's just like the finish just floats away. There's no like dry hoppy finish or anything like that. There's basically no finish. It just disappears. I think I'm definitely getting like the vegetal components of like tequila in this, like that agave kind of thing is coming in. I don't necessarily get like woodiness or dryness or anything like that, which I was kind of expecting maybe some barrel character of some sort. Not so much. I mean, there might be like the slightest little, just little hint of like maybe a wood character there, but it's not like it comes out in the finish like with like some sort of woody, oaky, vanilla, anything. Not that I would expect necessarily that kind of barrel character from tequila barrel, but you know what I'm saying. Like, if there's any woodiness in this from the barrel character, it's very, very diminished. It's much more like just, again, sort of a ghost of a flavor, kind of a ghost of like agave in there. Honestly, the flavor comes out more as you're like smelling it and you're drinking it. A little bit more intense is as it settles in your mouth. It's like kind of there. This is definitely the most unique Gose I've ever had. It's an interesting way to approach the Gose. Make it more palatable for more people, honestly, because you know a Gose can be tough. It can be challenging. People are not used to having necessarily like I'm gonna have a wheat beer, but then there's gonna be a bunch of salt in it. Like, what is that? There are definitely examples I can think of that are probably super challenging for people. Like even challenging for me in times where I'm like I'm just not like probably ready to have it. I'm thinking of the one from Church Brewing. I can't think of the exact name of the fucking beer right now, but it's their Gose, and I gotta like I really like it, but I have to have it in a specific situation, specific time, kind of thing. It's not a beer I can drink all the time because it's very salty. This beer is not very salty. It's salty, but like cut with the coriander and the tequila components to a degree where it's a very drinkable, smooth version of a Gose, really. Yeah, it's so light, so drinkable. The finish is nothing, so it's immediately like you can just jump right back into it. It's not like you have to sit there and enjoy it lingering on the back of your throat or anything like that. Like it's not that kind of thing. And it's like there's enough Gose ness in this where it's like, yes, recognizably a Gose, just like a very unique twist on it. So, like, you know, in my limited experience with Goses, I've had a few. This is probably the most unique one I've had. Um, I'm gonna say style wise, sort of 8 at it. I like what it's doing. I don't feel like it's going out of the bounds of what a Gose is supposed to be. I think it's a unique twist on it, and I like it. My own personal preference, I'm gonna go 7.5. I would definitely have this again. I might buy it again. Probably won't buy it online again, but like if it showed up again, I've said this a couple times tonight. If it showed up on my NSLC shelves, I would definitely consider buying it again. It's very crushable, very thirst quenching. It's another one of those beers that you could do a lot of them like during the summer time, especially just like the what did I have before? The Berliner Weiss. It's sort of in that same ballpark. Of course, it's just not as sour as the Berliner Weiss or whatever, but kind of same idea. Same idea. So, you could, I guess you can buy like 12 or 24 packs of cans from Tatamagouche of this. So, like, you might want to jump on that. Have this around as like just a day drinking quencher maintenance beer kind of thing. It's pretty good. So, yeah. What I say 8 for style and 7.5 for personal preference. That's pretty good. I think that works. I think that works. And yeah. Saltwater Cowboy Gose. Interesting little twist on the Gose. Has those tequila barrel elements to it that are coming in. They're very subtle. It's not like it's super like tequila-ish or anything like that. It's just, it's a little kind of like cutting into the saltiness, making it more palatable and interesting for normies who've never had a Gose before. Can't like take like an intense salty wheat beer. They got to have baby steps, man. You can jump into this and it's a much more interesting beer. Much more interesting than just like a traditional Gose. That's just a couple things, really salty and weedy. Yeah, I like it. All right, we're done. I still have beers to drink, but you're not going to see me do them online because I'm going offline. I've been online enough tonight. Did a bunch of reviews. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. And we'll be back when we're back. I don't know when I'm going to review a beer next. We'll see. I have to get to the NSLC soon and see if there's anything new there for me to pick up. I might order from Tatamagouche again here soon and get a couple of the other things that have been lingering on their website that I haven't picked up, but I don't know. We'll see. See if I have the money to do that. I usually have pretty good expendable income, but not necessarily, hey, I have to buy a bunch of like $10, $20 like bottles of barley wine or whatever the fuck. We'll see how that goes. But until then, thanks for watching. We're out of here. Bye-bye. Have a good one.